So, welcome to Scottish Totodile ranks all the Pokémon starters and their evolutions. Yes, we're here, we're going for it, we're doing it. Welcome. Now, obviously, this is also going on YouTube, so if you're watching this on YouTube and you have no idea what I'm talking about when referring to chat, get over to Scottish Totodile's Twitch and you can be here next time that we rank stuff, and it'll be great. So, as you can see, there is one special tier here that is Arceus, or as I say, Arceus. I've not played, so I've put the Hisuian versions in there. It's design, it's how much I love it, it's how much I've enjoyed playing it. I'm going to include stupid things in these rankings, so strap in. We're starting immediately with Bulbasaur, and immediately Bulbasaur is S tier. We're not fucking about here. We're not fucking about. Bulbasaur is straight in at S tier. He's just a little bulby boy. The best. He's adorable. I love him. He just looks cute. The S is for Soar, exactly Rin. Thank you, Circadian. I'm glad I get to keep my hat. Maybe controversially, we're going really far down to a C for Ivysaur. Not a fan. This will start to become a theme that I'm not a fan generally of middle tiers. Middle evolutions. I feel like a lot of them struggle for me because they just feel like the awkward teenage stage. We then go to Venusaur, and I'm going straight to an A. He's a big frog dinosaur boy, a little hero, but can be huge at the same time. He looks cool. He works well in the anime. I think he's used efficiently. I will say also, this competitive is not going to come into this. So apologies if you're like, well, actually, competitively, Venusaur is much worse than Ivysaur. I don't care about competitive Pokemon. I don't play competitive Pokemon. We're just doing this. This is where it's going to get fucking controversial is maybe not the right word, but just people are going to have opinions now. Charmander, I think, is the best of the Charizard line. I'm putting Charmander into an A. I like his design. He's just a little reptilian child. A lot of it is nostalgia. I get that. The little flame on his tail. And that episode of the anime, yes, I'm biased. I'm being biased here. That episode has thrown me and I love him for it. Charmeleon, I would say, is slightly better than Ivysaur. It's slightly better. Not amazing, but slightly. But actually, no. I'm still putting on the same tier, but I'm gonna put him above Ivysaur. So he's still in the same tier, but he's above Ivysaur. Charizard. That's right. That's right. Charizard is in D. And I'll be honest, a lot of it isn't his fault. A lot of it isn't his fault. But it's because Game Freak and the Pokemon Company has just went, he is the new mascot. He is the new mascot and this is what we're fucking doing. And I hate it. I hate that he's just pushed into everything. He's fine. There's a lot more dragon types that are better than him. And by that I mean like that look like actual dragons. There's cooler dragons than him. But he's still a dragon, he looks cool. But he is not as cool to be the face of the company. And just Leon's Charizard. And again, it's not his fault. I hate Leon more than his Charizard. But for the love of God, that Charizard pissed me off. We move in to the first Pokemon I ever had. I'm a Pokemon Blue man, and Squirtle was my first choice. he is the best of the starters. Of the Kanto Gen 1 starters, he is the best. We love him. He's our little turtle boy. He's in a gang. That's a positive. He wears sunglasses sometimes. He's a firefighter. He's helpful to the community and all those who care about him. So he does that. That's an additional fact. We love him. We then move to Wartortle, who I think is the first entry into B. I think he's solid. I think he's definitely the best middle evolution of the first gen. I like that he's got winged ears. He looks like a Greek god. Right? Fair play to him. I don't love that he's got a weird cloud tail. Not as big a fan of that. But he's making it work better than Ivysaur and Charmeleon are. Okay? And then Blastoise joins Squirtle in S. Love Blastoise. He's like... Blastoise... He's a big fucking turtle with cannons. How can you not like... He's like a kaiju, basically. How can you not love that? He's great. He's absolutely great. We move into Gen 2. I think we all know what way this generation is going to go. Okay? But we'll get to that last. Okay? We will get to that last. We will start with almost not the forgotten child of Gen 2, but definitely the least popular child of Gen 2. Chikorita. Now, I love Chikorita in the anime. I actually really like Chikorita's design. I like the little necklace points around her neck. I like that she's sassy. I like that she's sassy. I also like that she's little. It helps, I think, and I think this is a trend across the entirety of Gen 2, that they're all just little guys, and I like a little guy. So Chikorita, I'm putting in B tier, and the height, the biggest point of B tier. I prefer Chikorita to Wartortle's design. Now Bayleaf, Bayleaf doesn't have much going for it. I feel nothing towards. Bayleaf. She's like a weird horse with a big scythe on her head. Is going in D tier alongside Charizard. I'm sorry to do it to you. And then finally, we get to Meganium, and suddenly everything's worked out well. Meganium is great. I love the flower. The flower works so well. I love the antenna. I love the kind of combination between insect and dinosaur. I think the neck really works as like a Diplodocus brachiosaur type of thing. It's everything what Chikorita should have been in the middle stage, but didn't for some fucking reason. I feel like Chikorita is clearly Meganium's starter, whereas Bayleaf is the awkward stage. So Meganium is joining Venusaur in A. So far, the two Final Evolution grass starters are both in A. I'm a fan of Meganium. I like Meganium a lot. Cyndaquil. Our little mole blind fire boy. I have a love-hate relationship with Cyndaquil, because obviously I prioritise another little boy from this generation, but everyone seems to prefer Cyndaquil. X is not a fan of Cyndaquil, evidently, by the chat. But I am. I do like Cyndaquil. I'm going to put Cyndaquil as an A as well. However, that's kind of where the love starts and ends for me with Cyndaquil's line. We come to Quilava. And again, much like Bayleaf, I feel nothing towards Quilava. He's just taller Cyndaquil with eyes. Quilava's joining Bayleaf in D. Bayleaf, I think I just said. Bayleaf. Okay? And then finally Typhlosion. I'm not going to mess about here. I'm going C. I don't like how plain he is. I feel like his body is way too plain. Totodile. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might notice something that kind of made it my entire thing. If you're in the chat, you very much know that I'm here entirely because of Totodile. I have a Totodile tattoo. I have a Totodile plush staring at me right now. I have a Totodile figure looking at me right now. The chat has been very hilarious and full of banter by saying that Totodile should be in D tier. Obviously, Totodile is the best Pokemon of all time. We then join Crocodile. Now, as you can see, I've not been a very big fan of the middle evolutions thus far. Okay? I'm not a fan of them. But I'm also a biased bitch. So Crocodile is C tier. And then Feraligatr, now obviously on this channel we have had a lot of relationship with Feraligatr, has been part of teams that we have beaten Pokemon games with. I think he's amazing. He's just a big alligator. Love him. He's everything what I think a final evolution should be, where Totodile is this cute little sassy stupid Pokemon but clearly has potential to be this big killer, which is what Feraligatr is. So, Feraligatr, I'm actually not going to put an S tier. I'm going to put an A. We move into Hoenn. And again, it's something I have very strong... It's a generation I have strong opinions on. Treecko is the first time where I feel very little towards a grass starter. The decisions and opinions on Treecko in the chat are very different. We've got all the ways from S to Ds. Now, as Hex has mentioned, Treecko was involved in a very bad moment for the channel. But do I hold that against him? I would put Treecko in B. I prefer Chikorita, but I don't look past the fact that Treecko's still pretty solid. I like his little arms. And he's a sassy boy. And he is a gecko type thing. I have geckos. We then get to Grovyle. Now, thus far, I've been harsh, some may say, on the middle evolution lines. Nothing has got higher than a B thus far. Will Grovyle buck that trend? No, he won't. He's joining Bayleaf and Quilava in D tier. Another Pokemon I feel nothing towards and often forget exists. And we finally get to Sceptile. Now, I think this is where the first proper bit of controversy will happen. Sceptile joins Typhlosion in C. I'm sorry to do it to you, but I consistently forget that Sceptile exists. I keep thinking Grovyle is Treecko's final evolution. What do I think the middle one is? No fucking idea. I imagine that has angered some of you, and I don't know what to say apart from I am right. The best line of Hoenn. Because Torchic is straight away in A. Love Torchic. I love the little chicken boy. He's just hopping about with his one foot, but he does have another foot behind him. We love that. I love his little mohawk thing. It's not a mohawk, you know what I mean? His hair sticking up. He's just a stupid little chicken, and I love him. Combuskin, B, breaks the trend of bad mid-tiers. And then we get to Blaziken. Thus far into the tier list, Blaziken is my second favourite Pokemon. Blaziken is outstanding. Blaziken is one of the best Pokemon designs and type combos ever. The firefighting works so well because of his big fucking long legs. He's a handsome rooster boy. Everyone has thoughts about Mudkip. He's become a meme. Let's be honest, he's become a meme. Do I hold that against him? Of course I don't. He's going right up to A. He's great. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy. And I know you may notice this, right? I like calling things little guys. I like it. I like it when things are little guys. I'm a fan of that. Do I like Marshtomp? No, but not as much as the other middle evolutions. I'm putting it in C. Swampert. Water ground is good for a final evolution. I think Swampert is the same as Venusaur, Meganium, Feraligatr. A. Wouldn't go S. Wouldn't go S personally. I think the only S tier from Hoenn is Blaziken. Now move to Sinnoh. Well, Turtwig joins Bulbasaur in S. Arguably my favourite grass starter, but he's not. But he's up there. He's just again, I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, even more blue than I already am. He's just a silly little guy trying his best. Grottle, I mean, listen to the name. He's grotty. Like, come on. What's he doing? What's the point in them? Go away, get into D tier. Torterra though, you get right into beside Meganium up in A tier. Torterra, as people are saying in chat, World Turtle, he's great. He's got a fucking tree on his back. You love that. He's a little armoured boy. And again, it's that thing about Totodile and Feraligatr. You look at Turtwig and you're like, look what you can become. Look what you can become, little man. Chimchar. I'm gonna put Chimchar in A. Monferno. Finally, a middle evolution I actually like. Because he's still a wee monkey, but you can see he's taking it seriously now. He's just a monkey with a passion and fighting abilities. And that's what you want. Let's be honest, that's what you want. He's getting a solid B. Infernape is S. Just the best. Infernape is one of my favourite starter evolutions. Infernape is just, his hair is excellent. Hair is excellent. The fire wavy hair is amazing. I love that he has gauntlets, basically. I love that he's in boots. He's got like a vest thing. Piplup. He goes straight into A beside Mudkip. Piplup is adorable. Probably, up until this point, Piplup is the cutest Pokemon we've seen. Prinplup, sorry mate, you're joining the C tier. You're joining the C tier of mid-evolutions that I just don't care about. Empoleon. Water Steel, I'll give it to him. That's cool. I'll be honest, Empoleon becomes the first B tier final evolution. Because I just think when you compare it to Infernape and Torterra, he's a tier below. We head on over to Unova. And we are into the first generation where I haven't played. Snivy, I despise. I hate Snivy. You want to talk about bourgeoisie? That wee guy's a Tory. He is a little Tory. And I hate him. Go away, you little grass bitch. We then move to Servine. And Servine joins Snivy in D. I hate it. I hate them so much. Serperior is B. I quite like Serperior. So we are left with Tepig, the little pig boy. And Tepig joins in the A tier. We've got our first division of two things. I love Tepig. He's a wee boy, as I've said. I'm a fan of just wee guys. But he's also a wee unit. And he likes to just doss about and fuck shit up. And that's what I appreciate about him. Tepignite now. Now. I am a professional wrestling fan. So when you get professional wrestlers involved with Pokemon, I'm gonna have to like it. Pignite joins Tepig in A. I'm a fan. Emboar is alright. He's alright. I think he joins Serperior and Empoleon as final evolution B tiers. Oshawott. My wee otter man with his shell and his hands out. S. We love him. We love him. He looks kind of like a snowman otter, and that's all I want. That's all I want from life, to be honest. We then get to do what? And he's just another one that I don't really feel a lot towards. But I think his design's quite good. So actually, he's going to join the mid-tiers, but I'm actually going to put him above Croconaw. I prefer his design to Croconaw. We then get to Samurott. And I'm going A tier. Not quite S, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Samurott. Definitely, the Oshawott line is definitely my favourite from Gen 5. As we move into Kalos, we start with Chespin. That's not true. He's C. I was about to be way too harsh. He's C. Then, Quilladin. I find Quilladin really funny, so I'm going to put him in C. We move to Chestnut, and obviously Chestnut's D. Chestnut doesn't look like a Pokemon, he looks like a Digimon. I do not care. We move to Fennekin. She's just a fox. She's just a fox. I don't care. I'm putting her in C. Now, is it Braixen? Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Braixen or Braxen? She just got legs. She's joining her in C. I feel nothing towards Braixen. And then we finally get to Delphox. Delphox is alright. B. Froakie, A. Frogadier, don't care. Get into D, I feel nothing towards you. Greninja, move to Alola. Rowlet is S tier and is nearly the best. Rowlet is incredible. He's just a little ball. He's a little ball as a bird. He's a wee ball bird. A bird ball. Dartrix, you know what is happening? Is joining Pignite as the only other middle tier evolution in A. Yes, Staraptor makes a very good point there, that Rowlet to Dartrix to Decidueye actually feels like a natural progression. I really like that. We have Decidueye. Grass Ghost is so cool. I really fucking like its design. I love how big it becomes. Joining Dartrix in A. Joining Dartrix in A. It's a good opener for Alola. It's a very good opener for Alola. With Litten, I would put Litten in B. I think Litten is fine. Then, you get Torracat. Pointless. Fucking pointless. He's just slightly bigger Litten. Incineroar. Why couldn't he stay on 4 legs? Why does he need to become a furry? Why does that need to happen? But, as someone else in the chat has just mentioned, he becomes a wrestling heel, which is a huge positive. So for the first time in this tier list, I'm about to basically go back on everything I said. Incineroar gets an A because he's a wrestling heel. We then end with Popplio, the clown Pokemon. I think Popplio is pretty fucking cute. B. High B. I don't know how you pronounce this one. Is it Brionne? I'm gonna go... or Brionne? I'm gonna go Brionne. Anyway, D. I don't care. Fuck off, Brionne. Who cares about you? No one. Brionne. Someone in chat said it's Brionne. We're going with Brionne, but we'll now never mention it again. Don't care. I imagine if you look up Primarina with Rule 34, I imagine there's a lot of stuff because the internet's a bad place and we really should have not done it. When you look at Decidueye and you look at Incineroar and then there's Primarina, it looks like a Tori. It looks like a Tori's dream because it's a prissy bitch. So I'm sorry, but joins. But Primarina is also in D tier. Joins Chestnut and Charizard as being the weakest final evolutions. We move to Gen 8. The games that people hate. Pokemon Sword and Shield are games I love. Now Grookey. My wee man. My wee man Grookey. Grookey was my starter. I named him Trey, like the drummer from Green Day. Grookey is going straight into S tier. Grookey is one of my favourite Pokemon ever. I adore him. He's fucking excellent. He's so good. M to C. I feel nothing towards you. Rillaboom. Here is where there's going to be some interesting... I'm interested to see the opinions. Because apart from Totodile, Rillaboom is my second favourite Pokemon associated with starters and their final evolutions. Rillaboom is in my top 10 favourite Pokemon ever. I love him. He's a big gorilla boy. He goes back on his fists like a gorilla does. Rillaboom, I know people are annoyed. I know that people are annoyed in chat. I don't understand it. But me and Trey, my Rillaboom, the best. The absolute best. I love him. I love him so much. He just seems so cool and intimidating and like, oh, I love him. The Scorbunny. Now, Scorbunny's line is based around football. You may think I like that because I love football. I just don't really care about the Scorbunny line. Okay? So, Scorbunny is actually one of my lesser favourites. I'm going to put C. I'm just not a fan of Scorbunny. Raboot, I really like. I'm putting B. I'm putting high B. Look at that for a mid-tier. Look at that for a mid-tier. There's only like 2 mid-tiers that are higher. And then we have Cinderace, who does play football. So there's that. But again, I just don't care. C. Sobble. Sobble is great. Sobble's great. Sobble's A. Sobble's great. He's just a wee sad boy. Drizzile is another one that he looks like, to me, right? This might sound weird. Drizzile, to me, looks like a French mime. And listen, I love the French. I'm a big fan of the French. But I'm not a fan of Drizzile. The Drizzile joins in D, where I just feel nothing. I feel nothing towards him, and I almost actively dislike him. And then we get to Inteleon. I hate how thin he is. Now listen, I was a very tall, lanky child and teenager growing up. Solidarity with the tall, lanky children. And people, generally. Doug Jones, I love you. But Inteleon is maybe my most hated starter to Final Evolution in all of this. So ironically, Rillaboom is right at the top. I think I hate Inteleon more than everybody. I hate him so much. To Generation 9, Scarlet and Violet. And we start with Sprigatito. Easily my least favourite of the 3 starters for Gen 9. But the points are as much as a C. I love the juxtaposition of Puzzle being furious at how low Sprigatito is and Circadian being like, it's not low enough. We then get Florgato. D, I've just chucked it in randomly there. It's not as bad as them. And Mouscarada, also D. Oh my god, the whiplash we're going to get here. Because we went from D's and a low C to Fuecoco. Fucking A. And again, high A. My little bell pepper reptile boy. I love him. I love how dumb he is. Now, that's a big part of... Did I say high A? I meant S. He's in S. I meant S. I meant to put him in S. He's just a little idiotic boy. And like, there is no thought in his head. He's just a bell pepper boy with 2 teeth. Crocolore... Crocolore's just not great. Crocolore's just not great. Like... Crocolore, come on, mate. Crocolore's joining the mid-tier evolutions in C. But then, we've got Skeledirge, who is all the way back up in A. Skeledirge is amazing. Skeledirge is so cool. I love his little firebird at the start. I love that he's a ghost. He's so good. I love the purple brought into him. So amazing. The last ones. The last boys. Quaxley. I like Quaxley. I think he's fine. I think he's fine. He's a sassy little boy, and I'm going for a B. I like how sassy he is. Quaxwell, I'm not a fan of. I'm putting in C. I don't dislike it, but I'm just not a fan. Then I don't know how to say this. Is it Quaquavel? I'm just saying that now. Just saying Quaquavel. I don't know if that's what it is, but I'm saying it. I'm just saying it's Quaquavel. It's a gay drag queen, and I respect that. As a member of the club of the LGBTQ+, I respect it. It's joining in B. And there we have it. There is your Scottish Totodile starter and all their evolutions tier list ranking. I hope you've all enjoyed this. For those watching on YouTube, if you wanted to contribute to the chat that has currently been going on, come over to twitch.tv/Scottish Totodile. Give us a follow. I'm going to start doing these more. So, hope to see you there.